From revealing a Fabrizio Romano transfer exclusive regarding Conor Gallagher's potential move to Newcastle United, to discussing the Newcastle United transfer bombshell as claim has been made over £20 million West Ham United star,
What do you mean by that?
to unveiling Yankuba Minte's current Golden Boy ranking,
Perfect.
to revealing exciting news regarding Alexander Isak. Plus, do you know Eddie Howe's recent update regarding injuries?
I don't know.
Join us as we break it all down.
Let's go.
Starting off, Yankuba Minte has been enjoying an impressive season with Dutch club Feyenoord, culminating in his first major silverware win with the team on Sunday. Despite being sent off with 2 yellow cards, Feyenoord secured a 1-0 victory over NEC Nijmegen in the KNVB Cup final, earning their 14th cup triumph. Minte, the Gambian forward who joined Feyenoord on loan from Newcastle United last summer, has been a significant contributor to the team's success. His impressive performances have garnered recognition as he was ranked the 21st best young player in the world, according to the 2024 Golden Boy ranking via Sports Brief. Minte has contributed 10 goals and 4 assists across all competitions, playing a crucial role in Feyenoord's push for Champions League qualification next season. Minte expressed his satisfaction with his progress at Feyenoord, citing personal development and a broader perspective on his career. He acknowledged that he has made some mistakes on the pitch earlier in the season, but emphasized the speed at which he has learned from them. Things are going well with Feyenoord. I am developing myself here. You look at the bigger picture. I am young and I am here to learn. Sometimes my decisions on the pitch were terrible earlier this season with Feyenoord, but you learn quickly, he told Algemeen Dagblad. As Minte's loan spell with Feyenoord comes to an end, he is expected to return to Newcastle United in the summer. Regarding his future for the next season, Minte stated that he cannot provide any details at the moment, and that it will depend on Newcastle United's decision, as he is currently under contract with them. However, he expressed openness to another year at Feyenoord, indicating his positive experience at the club and his willingness to continue his development with them. I can't say anything about my future for next season yet, he continued. We will see what Newcastle United, where I'm under contract, will decide. However, another year at the keep with Feyenoord, I wouldn't mind that, of course. So tell me, do you think Newcastle should bring him back or send him out on another loan? Then moving on, according to the Daily Mail, Newcastle United has been sending scouts to monitor Conor Gallagher, suggesting that they might be preparing for a potential summer transfer. The Magpies were interested in the midfielder last summer when they were considering a squad overhaul. Gallagher's situation at Chelsea has become more uncertain, as the club is contemplating selling him to generate funds and comply with Premier League financial regulations. Chelsea recorded a significant operating loss of £249 million last year, making player sales likely this summer. Since Gallagher is a product of Chelsea's academy, his transfer would count as pure profit under the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules. Newcastle's interest in Gallagher has been confirmed by their scouts, as reported by the Chronicle. The club reportedly sent an emissary to watch Chelsea's 4-3 victory over Manchester United earlier this month. Gallagher's contract at Stamford Bridge is set to enter its final year, putting pressure on Chelsea to consider selling him this summer, or risk losing him as a free agent in 2025. His performances have also attracted attention from other clubs, including West Ham and Tottenham. Tottenham made a £40 million bid for Gallagher last summer, but it fell £5 million short of Chelsea's valuation. However, in an exclusive conversation with Caught Offside for his daily briefing column, transfer news expert Fabrizio Romano discussed the latest rumors surrounding Gallagher's future. While he played down the links with Newcastle, Romano acknowledged the long-standing interest from Tottenham Hotspur. Romano also emphasized that it is premature to speculate about Newcastle targeting players like Gallagher as potential replacements for Bruno Guimaraes. The journalist pointed out that nothing has been decided regarding Guimaraes' future, and there is currently no concrete or advanced progress in that regard. Romano stated, "We continue to see reports about Conor Gallagher's future, with Newcastle also being linked with the midfielder now. I'm aware of Tottenham's interest since last summer, and that is still valid for Gallagher, who is appreciated by Ange Postecoglou." He further added, "Newcastle, meanwhile, have to focus on financial fair play before thinking about that kind of move." Also, nothing is clear for Bruno Guimaraes' future yet. As I'm told, nothing is concrete or advanced so far for Bruno. So it's too early to be talking about possible replacements like Gallagher or anyone else. So while bringing in a new midfielder appeared to be a logical step for Newcastle, recent developments have altered the urgency of their need. Joelinton, who was previously speculated to be on the chopping block, committed his future to the club by signing a long-term deal earlier this month. Additionally, there is optimism among Newcastle fans that Bruno Guimaraes will remain at the club, as he reportedly purchased a new £4 million house in Northumberland. The commitments of Joelinton and Guimaraes may influence Newcastle's pursuit of Gallagher. However, manager Eddie Howe has faced a significant injury crisis this season and would likely welcome additional reinforcements. It remains to be seen whether Newcastle will reconsider their interest in Gallagher based on these factors. Then, according to Graham Bailey and TalkSport, Newcastle United is reportedly looking to renegotiate Alexander Isak's contract in order to fend off interest from several clubs, including Arsenal. Isak is one of several Newcastle players who have clauses in their contracts that reduce their wages if the club fails to qualify for the Champions League. Isak's current contract runs until the summer of 2028, but there has been increased speculation about his future following an impressive season under manager Eddie Howe. The wage reduction clause was inserted into the contracts of Newcastle's players by former sporting director Dan Ashworth, who is currently on gardening leave ahead of a move to Manchester United. Isak stands to lose up to 20% of his wages due to this clause. However, Newcastle is prepared to negotiate a new deal with Isak that could result in a significant increase in his wages, potentially putting him on par with the club's top earner, Bruno Guimaraes. The Magpies are aware that their chances of qualifying for the revamped Champions League next season are slim, and missing out on the competition could have consequences for the club. Barcelona and Arsenal have both been linked with Isak in recent weeks, and their offers of Champions League football could be attractive to the player. Barcelona is reportedly looking to part ways with 35-year-old Robert Lewandowski and is in need of a new striker, while Arsenal may consider selling Gabriel Jesus, who has scored only 4 league goals this season. Although Newcastle would be reluctant to let go of the 24-year-old Isak, they are believed to value him at around £90 million. Since joining Newcastle from Real Sociedad in August 2022, Isak has been plagued by injuries. This season he has missed 2 months of action due to multiple groin injuries. Despite the setbacks, Isak has still managed to score 21 goals in 34 games, an impressive record considering his time in the treatment room. With 6 games remaining in the season, Isak has the opportunity to compete for the Golden Boot, although he is currently 3 goals behind joint leaders Erling Haaland and Cole Palmer, with Aston Villa's Ollie Watkins and Bournemouth's Dominic Solanke also in contention for the Golden Boot, having scored 19 and 18 goals respectively. Then moving on, Newcastle United were on the verge of signing Jarrod Bowen before he joined West Ham United in January 2020, according to manager Steve Bruce. Bruce, who had previously signed Bowen for Hull City from non-league side Hereford in 2014, had plans to reunite with the forward at St James's Park. Bowen's impressive record of 54 goals in 131 appearances for Hull City caught the attention of Premier League clubs, leading to a deadline day decision between West Ham United and Newcastle United. Unfortunately for Bruce and Newcastle, they were unable to meet Hull's reported £14 million asking price, and Bowen ultimately completed a move to the London Stadium. Speaking about the near-miss signing, Bruce expressed his affinity for Bowen, highlighting their history together and his efforts to bring the player to Newcastle. He revealed that he had even arranged a meeting with Bowen at Weatherby Services in an attempt to finalize the deal. Bruce told TalkSport, "I've got a big affinity with him. I signed Jarrod at Hull for £50,000 a long time ago when he was 16, so I knew all about him. I had him parked up at Weatherby Services trying to take him to Newcastle and couldn't get it over the line, and he went to West Ham. One that got away." Bowen himself shared his version of the story, recounting how he believed a move to Newcastle was imminent, especially since Bruce was managing the club at the time. He had gone as far as looking for houses in preparation for the transfer. However, Newcastle ultimately failed to meet Hull's financial demands, resulting in the deal falling through. Bowen was surprised to learn of West Ham's interest and the accepted bid on deadline day, as he had no prior knowledge of it. Speaking, he said, "Deadline day, I had nothing. I thought I was going to Newcastle because Steve Bruce was there. I was looking for houses and everything. I thought it was nailed on, but they said we're not paying the money. I was like, all right, I'll just stay at Hull. The fee was £14 million with £6 million add-ons. One of them was an England call-up, but I was like, that'll never happen. I went to training as normal on deadline day and thought I was staying at Hull, but I got there, the manager said, "What are you doing here? We've accepted a bid from West Ham." I was like, what? I didn't even know there was interest. Following his move to West Ham, Bowen has enjoyed a successful spell at the club, scoring 59 goals and providing 38 assists in 199 matches. His performances earned him a call-up to the England national team, and he has accumulated 7 caps under manager Gareth Southgate. Then, Eddie Howe has recently provided some injury updates.
Take a look.
Many players fit to make a difference in the games that we have coming up. I think there's been some misleading stories out there that some players are training and that are close to playing when they're not. So I don't imagine a huge change in our squad for tomorrow's game. But we hope before the end of the season that 1 or 2 of those players can come back.
Yeah, so in terms of, when you mentioned those, is that the 4 there that I mentioned, Almiron, Trippier, Pope and Joe Linton, is there potential for any of those 4 to play before the end of the season?
Yeah, we hope so. We hope that all 4 of those players could play. But it's difficult to put a definite date on that because none of them are training with the group at the moment, and we have to see how they look when they do come back.
You've got 2 forwards right now in Alex Isak and Anthony Gordon, who are right at the top of their game, both scoring as well, 32 goals between them. How much confidence does it give you going into these last group of games, knowing you've got 2 players like that at the top end hitting their straps?
Yeah, I mean, I think it gives the whole team confidence. I think it filters down when you have your attacking players in form. And I think then when you add Harvey, who's come back from his respective injury in a really good place, and I think he's done really well. 3 of them together, and then you add Elliot Anderson, who's also come back from injury, but also looking really good. I think from the attacking side, we've got flexibility and strength within those players, and it's great to see.
How are your 2 centre-halves, Lascelles and Botman, following their surgery? How are they dealing with the situation?
I think both players have dealt with it well. They're strong characters. I think Sven's had a little bit of time in Holland, so we haven't seen him for the last week or so. Jamal's been regularly coming into the training ground, so I think both players mentally had to sort of understand their situation and look at the long-term picture. I think it's always difficult when you're a player and you see that long stretch where you won't be available and your whole routine and your whole life changes. Once you get your head around that and then you start working towards your recovery, I think you have a different view on it. So as I say, both really good lads, and they'll do the work that they need to do.
Then finally, if you want to know the scary, crazy rise of Alexander Isak, nobody is noticing, click the video link on screen now.
You're still here. It's over. Go home. Saucy little leather number, go.